loans that total 1.2. So the total nut, as my father used to say, when I was a young child, I'm certainly not young anymore. 4.2 is the total debt that
He's gonna
Mr.
pay it
and
off
Mrs.
though.
Giudice. Well, the good news is Teresa has paid off her total 300,000. So
Okay.
she's working for the weekend, baby. She's working for that paycheck. So the 2.7 plus the 4.2 total came down to 3.9. Teresa's done with her tax debt, zero. And Louie, your good friend, Louie, who I
I like the
still
loan.
I want to know how he makes even a dollar. Louie has paid off. I'm just going to round up. 163,523. Let's round up to 200,000. He paid off 200. So this 4.2 has become 3.7. Now, you don't pay your taxes, you go to jail, you don't pay that $1.2 million loan. I know where you came from. You grew up with field mice up there in Maine. Where I come from, Sarah, where I come from, I hear the word kneecaps when I hear 1.2. You know what
Oh man,
happens? You know what happens to the kneecaps?
yeah.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not
The
going to
mob
say
were
it.
only hiding there if they were really desperate. There weren't any mob in Maine.
Okay, well, you got the field mice, we got the kneecaps here. So they owe 3.7 now, and 1.2 of that is due in March. So the good news is good for you, Teresa. You go and you're doing the splits on the stage, and some say you were stripping. I don't say that. And well, down under, whatever it is, Australia, she's working and paying it off. Good for her, right? You can't argue with that.
Good for her. Good for her. I don't know where they're going to come up with the one, two. I mean, he must do something. He came up with 200. They've come up with over 500,000. She's going to be on, obviously, I know this because she's on with Gia and Cody Brown from Sister Wives, but she's on Special Forces. Well, they all probably get paid 175,000 for that. It's probably what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks of filming or something. But they all
Yeah.
get paid very well for that. A lot of names on that show. So, and I think this season will bring big ratings. So, what else is she making money for? Residual books, live appearances. If she was smart, she probably was the highest paid housewife. So very close to 2 million, if not over two. So hopefully she saves some of that. I guess she's giving it to Louie. I don't know. I don't know. That's a lot to come up with unless you've got a business. But maybe his social media business is doing far better than we think. And
I
Trey's going
don't
to be
think
making
so.
money on social.
I don't think he's doing so well. But by the way, Junior G, my friend Junior G,
Junior G, she's doing well.
she's doing well. But you know what? She gotta go call. She gotta go out for a drink. She gotta come across the bridge. Come take the ferry over, Gia, because they have the congestion pricing. When she drives over that bridge now, that Gia from Jersey, she's got to pay some tolls to come into New York. We don't want the Jersey people coming in every day. Pay the tolls, but she should come over and to go out for her with her friend Ariana Bierman because look, your mama put you through school. She paid for that college. Now it was a state school, Rutgers, so you got a little bit cheaper. But Gia, she got the salary on Next Gen, the social. Help out your mama, girl, if she needs
Well,
it.
she probably will. They're very tight. That wouldn't
Okay.
shock me.
Be a
That
good
wouldn't shock me.
girl. Be a good girl. Well, okay, so that is the other good news. You're right. Next, with Cody Brown, we'll get into that in a minute. The bad news is the Wives at Sea, Fans at Sea, this big cruise. We've heard about this major
Oh,
cruise.
yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is she going on that? She'll make bank from that.
Well, unfortunately, like I said in the headline here, we have some good news and we have some bad news for Teresa. September 19th to 25th, it's her, Dolores, and it was Jennifer Aiden. But then the Slob Kebab had a breakdown with Jersey Mike's. They fired her ass. We don't want you representing us. You're a Slob Kebab from New Jersey, Paramus, of all places. And they replaced it with Shannon Bedoya, who says she's not an alcoholic. She understands her relationship to alcohol. So
Of course.
we got three winners. Dolores, who I mean doesn't have an opinion to save her life. Teresa, who, she was convicted felon, and Shannon, who some say is an alcoholic.
Also convicted. I
Yeah,
guess it's not a felony, but convicted
DUIs.
drunk. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, the Wives on the Waves, Wives at Sea is unfortunately canceled.
Really? The whole
Mm,
trip?
well, they needed to
What?
sell. Well, has anyone bought a ticket to that $500, you know, think yeah, there's lots of grumblings that it was canceled. And by the
Really?
way, let me tell you something about this
Doesn't shock me in
fans.
this economy, but people are nervous. So,
There you go. It's a big commitment. We actually had a boots on the ground slip into my DMs, boots on the ground, who was going, like, how's that all working? Did they notify you it was canceled? Because my sources say it's definitely canceled. And were you notified and did you get your refund already? $500 is a lot. It's also a big commitment for the days. And I don't think that's like the VIP. I think if you wanted a picture with the animal, a picture with Shannon, I think that was even more money.
but
And like,
500 couldn't have been, 500 must have just been your deposit. That's not for the whole, or was
yeah.
it a day cruise? It
Couple, oh
wasn't a
no, no, no,
weekend, right?
no.
It's like 4 nights.
500 tickets. I think it was a couple thousand.
Oh,
No, it was a couple $1,000. So it was a couple
okay.
like 500 tickets. I
Okay. I
don't
was
think
going to say, it'd be
I think it
pricey.
was like $3,000. It's canceled. So that is some bad news for Teresa. So good and bad news for her this week, right? Last week.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, that was a check. That was probably a $50,000 check. So, yeah,
You got to keep working, honey.
you got to
Right?
keep working. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens at BravoCon. And are there any announcements about Teresa and Louie? And, I continue to see pop-ups of jerseys coming back with Dolores and Melissa and Margaret Josephs.
You got a
We'll
lot of
see.
pop-ups over there, huh? Well,
I got a ton of pop-ups to talk to you about.
I hope it all works out for Miss Giudice. I hope it does. Let's talk about all that. Before we get there, I got some other news. It's not been smooth sailing 100% for our good friend Dorit with Bozy Boz. The rumor and nastiness is that there was a little bit of tension on the set of season 15 with Boz and Dorit, and they've had they might be okay now, but they've had a little bit of a
Heard.
rocky road.
I heard they hit a bit of a rough patch. What did the article say? What's the source of this? Just
Well, it didn't say much, Is it that all it took is one cigarette break with Rachel Zoe for Kyle and Dorit to come together? Let's be very clear. Here down the street in the Hamptons, that wasn't no cast trip. That was Dorit, Rachel, whose friend was performing at Surf Lodge, and Kyle. That wasn't a cast trip. That was like three girls from Beverly Hills coming to the Hamptons. So, and I assume they flew commercial unless Kyle rented them a plane. I mean, Doreen and Zoe can't afford a plane, private plane. Um,
you know,
so
Delta One is pretty nice. Delta First Class is pretty good.
there you go. So I'm just thinking, is Dorit like, what's the word? Is she like Sutton? Does she really just want the approval of Kyle Richards? And all it took was Kyle saying, don't you worry about Morgan. She's my girl, but you're my friend. I ain't gonna diddle and daddle with you. I got Morgan for that, but you and I could still be best friends. My real best friend is Teddy and Faye Resnick, but you could be
Oh.
you could be my favorite Beverly Hills friend. I don't know what caused that, but I think Dorit might be just salivating at the hand of Kyle.
By the way, didn't you love the meme that I sent to you about the Hunting Wives? The Hunting Wives is just
Oh,
a
yes.
ridiculous show on Netflix, which I've watched, and it's so foolish. It's so over the top. It's like, oh my God, maybe I'll watch a second season after that. No thanks. And there's so much lesbian sex. Like all these straight women are like questioning their sexuality. And there's a meme that's like, this show is so ridiculous. What woman blows up their family, loses their kids, becomes a lesbian in a 4-day span, and completely like just ruins their life? And then someone wrote Kyle Richards.